But now that
then
put, like I said, it put a mark on your back. Robert comes into office, you're the national team. The week after they were elected into office, or just after that week, we started getting a voice note which said from some white guy in Europe who said, yeah, our people have won in Namibia, so we have to go there and negotiate a contract. And we were busy preparing to go to AFCON. And that sort of didn't disturb the camp.
yeah, no, but he pronounced himself.
Yeah,
he
the
came out
was
and
denied,
said, he said, no, it's not from us. We don't know anything about it, so I can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't respond to those questions, then we could always put a question mark, you
yeah.
know. So
But
I can't.
he sit down
But
with
he
you
came,
guys as
he
the
came
technical
out.
team?
He came out. No, he spoke to Colin.
Okay.
He called Colin. He said, no, there's no such thing. It's obviously rumors from the street, etc., etc. But what I know is that when I went back for my last
Classes
for the exams, you know, some coach said there's a coach who said he's going to the AFCON. You know, and I said, as what? I asked, as what? No, I don't know. He said, the guy said he's going to the AFCON. And I said, but they are coaches. There's a head coach.
I'm the assistant.
I'm the assistant, but there is a head coach. So as what is this coach going as what is he going to the AFCON? You understand? So yeah, there's so too many things that.
But why do you think that mark is on you? Because even a couple of weeks ago, we heard that the coaching structure of the Brave Warriors was going to be changed.
Yeah.
And one of the targeted persons was you.
Yeah. You just read. If you go through that whole article, you know, there's people that have captured the national team. There's people that have been there for too long. So one of the guys who've been there for too long
is Ronnie.
It's me. It's
Tim Isaacs.
Tim Isaacs, you know.
Cole.
There's Cole, who's a kit manager. So, but when you talk about capture the national team, Cole cannot capture a national team because he's a kit manager. Cannot capture a national team. Then it must be either Ronnie or Tim. So it's the two of us capture the national team. Guys who have been there for too long. But I for sure know it's I'm the targeted guy. But if it's a leadership, then I'm surprised because I don't know anybody in that leadership on a personal basis. So you can't come into an institution and you have an opinion about me, or you have an issue with me. Then it must have been talks somewhere about Ronnie. That Ronnie is like this, that Ronnie is like this, he thinks he's this, he thinks he's this. So when you come into that space, you have an opinion about Ronnie based on someone's views.
Yeah.
You understand? So that is what I'm getting. That is what I'm getting in this.
But surely, Ronnie, you know who's behind this.
Of course, I know. And
what are you doing about it?
You know, 2 weeks ago, you know, I arrived at the Independence Stadium, and one of the guys, you know, in Namibia we always have those loose guys. You know, he says, I just called who and who now, and I was telling him nonsense. What problems does he have with you? Why is he on you? You are one of the best coaches in the country. Why? What problems does he have with you? And blah 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 blah. I said, oh, you had a call. No, I can show you. He showed me who he called, and I said, I don't care about that. I know what that is all about. You know, because it's too many things. It's football and it's off football. But the off football one, I have no interest with that one, because it's got nothing to do with me. That's their own
Stories.
space. That's
Yeah.
their own space. They have to deal with that space on their end. So when you have issues with someone there, don't involve me in that issue. But when it comes to football, when it comes to football and you have issues about certain things you feel, you know,
can talk.
so it's okay. It's football. Then we can deal with football, but it should not be to an extent where someone is trying to
Influence other people.
no, yeah, yes, influence other people, but also to bully me out of my profession. It's okay if you don't want to work with me.
All right.
It's okay.
Let's move on.
You understand?
Yeah.
But don't bully me out of my profession. I'm a footballer. But if you feel that this guy is to be out of football completely, come on.
So
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
it will never happen.
Then it's dangerous. Not for me, it's dangerous for someone else. That's all I'm saying. Because I've been around. I've been around. It's not, for me, football is a very, maybe in Namibia it's a,
It's a small industry.
it's chilled. You understand? But go to South Africa. It's not chilled.
Things happen there.
Things happen. People die because of football. People eliminate each other. That's how big it is. So I moved in that environment. I mean, I hanged with a guy who was gunned down at the traffic lights because of football. He owned a club. He stopped at a traffic robot, and the guy was just gunned down. Okay, it could be other issues, but football politics played a major role, you know,
In his demise, yeah.
in his demise. So I know this type of, that's how big football is, and that's how cruel football is. For us, it's easy, it's chilled. You understand? But
So rather keep it that way, yeah?
Yeah, don't bully me.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
All right.
bully me.
Let's
Just play football, let's just run football, it's okay.
A couple of weeks ago, we had Perry Rukoro here. He mentioned you as one of his most proudest people. He says his proudest moment was actually appointing you into the national team as, in fact, allowing you to be the assistant coach at the national team because they couldn't appoint you.
Yeah, it's also, yeah,
And
continue.
then he says that you actually helped set up the Kavango West football setup structure, and the people there in Kavango West still talk so much about you, so highly about you. But then we have these issues now of you, of other people, you know, not liking you. How do you balance? How do you move in there?
Maybe the biggest mistake that some of us did was to accept jobs during the time of Berry. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Because we are seen as
Paris boys.
Berry's boys. When Ricardo was a coach, he asked me to help him, to be his assistant. We brought in, so Ricardo, there was a time where I had a job opportunity, or there were possibility for me to move to SA, you know, and Ricardo needed someone with a good technical tactical background, you know, that can stabilize his ship. So he said, I want to speak to Colin. I said, sure, why not? You know, then he had a meeting with Colin, and he spoke, and that's how Colin came in. And that's how I came into the structures.
Earlier on, it was Mohammed who had come in.
Yeah, we brought in Mohammed, and Mohammed
had issues,
had issues, so nobody kicked him out. He left on his own, and later on, life just moved on. You know, before Colin, it was Mohammed as well. Yeah, and we had big plans actually for Mohammed as well. Then to assist him, to help him, you know, to get familiar with the coaching environment and how to do things, etc., etc. And you know, attach him to the under 17, attach him to the under 20, so that he can so that we can fast track his progress, and you know. So and then I think somehow we took the foot off the accelerator, and so. But anyway, yeah. So as I said, some of us made that mistake, and you know, and also Colin, you know, the way they look at him as Barry's guy, but it's we are not people's guys. We are not people's people. Whatever, you know, we.
You're there to do the job.
Yeah, I don't do camps. I think for myself. I don't do camps because the problem with camps, you know, is today I'm in this camp and I'll persuade you to join this camp. You understand? And then we fight the other camp. Then tomorrow I leave and join that camp and fight this camp. So now I'm even fighting you, but I'm the one who brought you here.
Yeah.
And this is the reason I don't do camps. Because people move from one camp.
They are not stable.
People move from one camp to the other. You must just check when the whole football problem started. You know, when they took JJG out.
Yeah.
Who was there? Kota was there.
Yeah. Ranga was there.
Ranga was there. Those were the guys taking JJD out. You understand? Kota came, shared the meeting. Lucas was there. He was part of JJD's. He was on the executive of the league.
Lucas Nanyemba.
Nanyemba, as not executive, but he was in one of those subcommittees as a financial guy. He was there, brought in by JJD. Kota was the chairman of Stars. So those were the one group. So they decided, no, they have to get rid of JGD. Kota actually chaired that meeting. Cosmos was there. You understand? So now, what happened between Cosmos, Lucas, Kota, and those guys? What happened? So now they are on the opposite sides. Now, the one is fighting the other. You know? So Lucas look at Kota person non grata. you understand? Kota looks at Kota look at Lucas person non grata. So now what I'm saying is that along that, people were lobbying other people to join them. They become one group, and that group split again.
It starts.
And then...
Yeah. No, but you're right.
Yeah. So where do you go? Don't go anywhere as a footballer. Stay there in the middle. Listen to what this one is saying, listen to what this one is saying, and then you say, okay, this is good for football. That's what you are following. And that's what I follow. I don't follow people. I follow what they are saying.
Your relationship with the fans, as we move on, you have a very, I feel it's a weird relationship with the fans. There are fans, especially on social media. You're one of the guys that are active on social media.
Yeah, you can't bully me there.
And I always enjoy your responses and your interactions.
You can't bully me. I'll not be bullied.
But before even the social media days, at Black Africa, you're a coach, something is happening, the team is not performing well, the fans demand for your head, and you come out, you take out a gun. What was going on through that time?
Look how I took over. You know, I actually walked into Black Africa a week before the league started. They didn't have a team. They didn't have a coach. So Candace comes in, he asked me to coach BA. I said, okay, no problem. I coached there before, so okay, I can help you out. So I took over Black Africa. Now you have to find a team. There were no players. And there's 5 days.
Before the league starts.
Before you come on I actually came on a Tuesday. The first league game was on Saturday. Yeah. I had to find players. I took the late Eliphas Hater, left BA and he left football because of issues. I had to go and find him. Said, dude, you must come back to football. I'm unfit and blah, blah. And I said, listen, I just need 10% of your experience on the pitch. I know you are going to get tired, but if you can give me 20, 30 minutes, it's okay. Gradually, you will come into the fitness level. I had no material. So people come to the stadium and people think that you can just, because you are a coach, everything that you press should turn into gold.
No, but you came with a big reputation.
Yeah, the reputation is also the players. You need players. You can have your reputation. Bring Pep Guardiola here. If you had brought Pep to BA that time, yes, you will see what he wants to do. But the end product will not be possible because of the quality. You understand? It's got, leave the reputation.
Yeah.
Let's deal with the reality. No preseason, no players. Team is unfit. They can only play for 40 minutes. We lose games that we were not supposed to lose because individual errors. How am I responsible for someone's error?
So you had to...
So then you have guys that are swearing at you. It's not an issue. They will swear at you. But when you swear at me, stay there. Don't come while I'm packing my stuff in my boot. You come an inch away from me with your 4 friends, and you threaten me. No, you can't do that.
So you had to make a point.
No, you can't do that. He came at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because my gun was in the car. My gun was just there.
Were you not afraid of maybe doing something to him?
No, like?
Maybe shooting him?
Then it's okay. Then it's okay. What is the problem?
So as one guy who refuses to be bullied, you also had an incident at the gym where a white person racially abused you.
Again, I'm saying, if you have issues, do your thing, but stay there. So that's what happened. It happened over a machine. I put my towel there because I was supersetting. I come back, the guys remove my towel, but you can see that the towel was obviously thrown on the floor. So I pick up my towel without anything, I put it back, and the guy goes like, oh, you think you own the gym. I said, no, man, I'm supersetting, so we can alternate, you know, because I'm doing bench press and triceps. Yeah, and you didn't remove the weight from the squat rack. I said, no, man, when? Yesterday I was doing legs. Someone, as I was taking off the weights, he said, no, you will use the same weights. That was yesterday. Today I'm not doing legs. So you must be mistaken. So that guy from there on, he was on my case. It went on. Minute 1, 2, 3. Every time he sees me, he's going on. So yeah, now I will train longer just for you to wait. I said, dude, are you looking for a fight? So he's like, are you challenging me? I said, I'm not challenging you, but your behavior is telling me that you are looking for a fight. But if you are looking for it, you will get it. And then, so that was the issue. But eventually, look, after 20, 25 minutes, he's still on my case, you know, and he's boiling me up. Yeah. And obviously, I'm like water in a kettle on a stove. The
more heat you bring,
how at some point.
Okay, so you reacted that way.
Yeah.
And then we go to Zambia for the last qualifier for the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Surprise, surprise, you are the one who's holding Maneti from fighting the lineman who had given us injustice.
Yeah. You have to, because he was a head coach. He needs to coach. He needs to lead the team. The team needs him. We're under pressure, So you don't want the head coach to be
Given a red card.
to be given a red card, etc., etc. Yeah, no. No, people think I'm inhuman. People think I like fighting. I don't fight. I don't fight. I do not pick a fight. I react. You come to me. You come to me. I don't know what you are going to do. There will be a reaction. But if you are there, I will not walk up to you.
Okay.
And engage in a fight or whatever. I've never started a fight in my life.
The UNAM project, you were there twice as a coach. The first time you were there, you had to leave to SA to Maritzburg to be assistant coach. And then football summer stopped in Namibia. It restarted again. They came back for you. And you have always been a coach, you said it early on, that plays youngsters. Do you think that that was sort of written in the stars for you to work at UNAM with those young players?
Yeah, I mean, when I came to UNAM, when they approached me, when there was talk of football starting, they came to me in September. Early September. Actually, August. Towards the end of August. Coach, football might start in any time soon. We don't know when. September, October. Football actually eventually started in November. Yeah, beginning of November. And look, it's now 2 years. 2 years, ne?
Yeah, it was 2 years.
Yes, 2 years. We don't have a team, obviously, because some of the players have gone, others were retired, others were playing in they moved to other teams, during the transitional league period, etc. So they didn't have a team, zero. Said, okay, what is the plan? No, we need to find players. We need to hold trials and invite players openly to come in, and then you select a team. I said, okay, no problem. So we set a date, and the communication went out, and
people came for trials.
On the first day, I remember I was even in training with the national team, so we said 5 o'clock. So, boom, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. There's 167 players.
167?
167.
So you have to get about, what, 25, 30?
So, 167 players, yes, 20 players. So, 167. I put teams together, and I said, no, it's chaos. So what I did is that I took a paper. I took paper. Different positions. I said goalkeeper, right back, left back, center back, defensive midfielder, attacking midfielder, left wing, right wing, striker. So each player had to write his name on the paper, on the position, the position that he plays. And then I obviously had to pick teams out of that, out of all those names based on the positions, and give them time slots, like this group
Will come this
will
day.
start, will come on Saturday. Say on Saturday we're here the whole day. This group will start at 9 o'clock. We'll only play for
30 minutes.
30 minutes non-stop. 9:30 or 9:35. So we gave them time slots so players, so that we don't have players coming at 9 o'clock and the game is
At 4.
and their game, they will only be on the field at 4 o'clock. You know, just imagine, you know, you came in the morning, and by the time your slot
Comes, you're
you are
tired
tired, hungry, and etc. and blah 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 blah. So, yeah, that's how we started the first process. So out of that first process, out of 167, only 5 players made it. Towards the end, only 5 players, and
What do you mean only 5 from 160?
yeah, that's what my eyes saw.
All right.
That's what my eyes saw. But then after the trials, then you know things normalize. Now there's no more trials. It's finished. Now you only deal with what you know and what you see.
Yeah.
So players started coming slowly, step by step. You know, we had players that I've seen in the under 23. You know, Paul Samutenya, with the COSAFA team, Godwin, Uise, Gero Katoa, Lionel, all those players that I've seen at the under 23, you know, and during that time of the trial period for the COSAFA and the under 20, you know, I saw a few players, and then I approached them whether they would want. Some of them came on their own. Tuli was one of them that I called, and he was like, "No, coach, I was about to call you to ask whether I can come join UNAM and stuff." He's the one that caused the whole fight between me and Lucas as well, because he only played one game, and Lucas decided, no, he cannot play for UNAM under me, and etc.
So what was it that between you and Lucas that now? I don't understand why he would not want you to play Tuli.
You see, it's the political, that's whole football political thing. Yeah, the whole football political thing. You know.
But it affected Tuli's development up to now.
Yes, of course. I think under me he would have by now by far be a better player than he is, obviously, you know, because we don't just bring players and play football, and no, the player brings he brings his qualities, and we also bring ours on the table and say we want to improve A, B, and C. You know, that's what we did at UNAM, etc. That was the whole. So yeah, so
I mean, it has affected his discipline.
Yeah.
He was involved in some scandals in Angola.
Yeah. So yeah, the boy comes and says, "No, my uncle doesn't want me to play under you, etc., etc." And so I called him, he's narrow-minded. So that
also, you call somebody narrow-minded.
Yes, because it is. If you interfere in the growth of a player, because
you don't like the other person,
you have issues with the other football issues. You have football issues with the other person. Then yes, that's for me. I think that's narrow thinking.
Yeah.
It was not for the progress of the player, but basically, yeah, not that guy.
Okay. Do you think you underachieved with that UNAM team?
No. The first season, obviously, you know, that was the birth of my game model. You know, I constructed a game model. Basically, my philosophy and how I want things, how I want my team to play, and how my team should train on a daily basis to achieve that. The systematic process to go about the system, go about positional play, to go about how the players have to function inside a formation, and yeah, that was the birth of it.
Okay.
You know.
So you don't feel like you failed with that team?
No. That was the birth. That was the birth of it, and it was also for the first time that we, after constructing my game model, that I put it on PowerPoint and explain it and present it to the player. Present it to the player, and also explaining why we are doing this passing drill, why we are doing this exercise, why we are doing in relation to the game model. So and what you see now, it's I think by far till now, if you watch them play, by far the most positional, disciplined team in the country.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Your
So
relationship
what the new coaches now have done, they have tweaked a little bit. They have pushed when they are starting, when they are building up, they have pushed their two wing backs extremely up.
yeah.
They play with two number sixes, but one drops into the central defense, and the other one in front, behind the two attacking midfielders, and then in that middle space, they put all their 10 players. All their 10 players with the goalkeeper. All their 9 players with the goalkeeper in the central corridor. So they suck you into that area, and if you open that area, they will punish you. That's what they did. So that's a addition that they brought into the philosophy, and they completed the puzzle with the two strikers that we were looking for initially, with the Nose boy and the teacher Isadora. Yeah.
All right. What's your relationship with the management of the UNAM team? Obviously, you didn't live on your own terms.
No, we meet, we talk, I bump into the chairman, Gideon the other day. I think the guy in my belief that played the bigger role in UNAM getting rid of me, because of his alliance with certain people that has an issue.
You're cool with them?
The issue with them. Yeah, no, it's
Would you go back to UNAM?
I think I've outgrown UNAM.
Yeah, title winning coach. You've outgrown UNAM.
No. I've outgrown UNAM. I'm in a space now where I deal with experienced players. And from there, I don't see myself.
This is where I was coming.
Yeah.
You've coached these youngsters at UNAM, very young, eager to learn. And then you go to African stars, Stiga, Awilo, Ngaruka, Chalo, what's the guy, the utility player? The one who plays left back, right back, center back, midfield. Kambanda, yes. Yeah. You get those players. What's the difference?
No, it's there you deal with how should I put it? The craftsmen. You deal with craftsmen. So
which one do you enjoy most?
So That's the space I'm in.
Okay.
But I have young players.
Ah.
So the young players I coach. The young players I try to see whether I can help them to grow and change them and also like advise them to say, look, this position is not for you. I think we should look in your character, based on your characteristics, we should look into other positions that will be beneficial to what you have. Otherwise, you are going to get stagnated. With UNAM, we also did the same because a lot of players came. Godwin came as a striker, but he's not a striker. Paulus Gideon came as a attacking midfielder, as a winger sometimes. He was also not sure what position he's playing. I said, you are right back. You are not going to survive. Tyrese, the left back, came straight from the street football. He never played association football. He came straight from police camp with his street football, doing all these Mickey Mouse things on the field and, as a winger. We said, no, left back. Who else? Yeah, that's what we did with most of the players. We put them in their, I think, best position. Better position.
Finally, from me, the controversial issue. Awilo Stephanus.
Yeah.
Assistant coach to the national team.
Yeah.
There's been issues. Call Awilo.
Yeah.
And you sit there. I know you don't make the final call, but you have input in calling the player. The player is not called up for AFCON or whatever. Then you go back, you start coaching with the Stars.
Yeah.
The calls become even louder. Yeah. Call Awilo, and he still doesn't get called.
I'm Awilo's coach at Stars. The national team as a head coach.
So you don't get involved in that?
No. Obviously, I'm part of the technical team.
Have you spoken to him?
The final call. The starting call and the final call lies with the head coach.
Okay.
But you understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you spoken to Awilo about the national team setup?
No. It's not.
He has never come to you and asked you as well but coach, what is it that I must do to go to the national team?
No, he knows what he needs to do.
Have you spoken to him about it?
No, he knows what he needs to do.
How do you know he knows?
He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. You just look up front as a striker. You just look up front there. What is it that those guys has that I don't have? What is it that I have what they don't have?
What are you doing to help him to get into the national team?
What am I doing
to help him to get to the national team from a Stars perspective as a Stars coach?
No, the game model is there. He knows what I expect of him when he has the ball and when he doesn't have the ball.
And finally, Stars.
But he knows what I expect of him when he doesn't have the ball. He knows.
Stars next season, Champions League. Are there talks that you guys will participate?
Yeah, Stars obviously wants to play Champions League. Yeah.
Will you be adding more players to the team?
When you watch Stars, do we look like we can compete Champions League?
I don't know.
Yes, we need steel. We need a lot of steel. We need the Champions League is it's deep waters, full of sharks. And when you go into a shark-infested environment, only sharks can fight each other.
In water?
In water. So we need to go and get the sharks.
All right.
To fight the other sharks in that water.
Coaching education, or coaches education. You recently got your CAF A license. How much would you advise Namibian coaches to follow your steps?
Look, the qualification, any qualification just gives you, it gives you the
advantage.
The advantage to get a job. But most of a coach's work is not
on paper.
On paper.
It's in the field of play.
It's in the field of play. But how does it come to the field of play? You as a coach put that up. So what we put to the field, it's the most important. It's more important than the paper. The paper just gets you
into the door.
Into the door to, yes, we want a guy with a certain qualification. It gets you there.
Okay.
So once you are there, but before you get there, they want to see what you have.
Okay.
So, and then you must show it. But look, the theory of football, tactics are opinions. Yes. Tactics are opinions. Because your tactics today might not, if they work today and tomorrow they might not work. You understand? Someone will also study your tactics and have an opinion about it, about your tactics. So the theory of football is just opinion. The type of coach, the type of football that needs to be played, the philosophy and blah, blah, it's discussable. We can discuss it. Science, we cannot discuss. It's facts.
Sports science.
Okay. There is no opinions in sports science. There is facts. Because the process is systematic. And then, after the systematic process of conditioning a player, there comes the maintenance phase, where now you have to make sure that the basic aerobic capacity of the player stays until the end of the season. The speed strength or the speed endurance or the reaction speed or the speed of the player
I know when we
stays. You say stays until. So there's no opinions. It's not I think.
It's just numbers
I
and
think.
facts.
No, it's facts. There it's a bit of this, a bit of that. Yesterday it was this much. Today it has to be. You don't guess. You are guided by the process there. You can't argue with sports science. With science. No, you don't argue with science.
I know when we get there, you won't stop
1 + 1
talking.
is 2. We can't argue about it. If you want to argue with that part, then you are lost.
In the wrong
What are
foot.
you? Because that's what are you? So science is like that. There's a formula of conditioning players, and
When
it
we
is
get,
a process.
Ronnie, when we get there, I know you won't stop.
Yeah.
That's why you're one of the top coaches in the country. Even Pedro Coro came and told us that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this was part 2 of a long interview that we had with Ronnie Kananelo, one of the most decorated players in Namibia, a goalkeeper par excellence, national team assistant coach. He has been to 4 AFCONs as a player, as an assistant coach, as a goalkeeper coach. He has been to Chan as an assistant coach. He has won the Kosafa Cup as an assistant coach. And he has played in the CAF Champions League with Mamelodi Sundowns. And with all that said, thank you very much, Ronnie, for having us, and would like to take this opportunity to wish you a happy birthday. We know you're just turning 16 now. You're turning legal now. But we wish you many more years. We wish you all God's blessings on you, and continue being who you are and giving us, stars in the field of football.
Yeah, thank you very much. Not 16, 53, moving at 35.
he had to say his age. I didn't want to say it, but he loves mentioning it, that he's 53. And yeah.
No, I'm 35 now. Last year I was 25.
All right, we shall be back again with another episode that is of this current podcast. You must also remember, you must like our pages, comment, give us your views. It is Game Time with Marco. Bye-bye.